Hello and welcome to another wonderful episode of Shock and Awe Toy Reviews. Two idiots, a camera, and a toy, and a review. With me tonight is...
Toast.
And I am Mr. Berg, and tonight we're reviewing a toy some 40 years in the making.
Yep.
Neca's American Werewolf in London. Kessler Wolf, I should say. Bam. Here is this awesome toy, action figure beast that I have been waiting for decades.
Has nobody made this?
Nobody has made an action figure of it. There have been attempts, there have been statues and busts.
Oh, okay.
But there has never been a full-fledged articulated figure.
That seems surprising.
It is surprising. In the early 2000s, Soda Toys got the license, and they released the Nazi Demon guys. And they had a prototype for this that, to my knowledge, never came out or got past the prototype before they collapsed.
Oh.
And then there have been maybe one or two other starts and stops for this figure. And that materialized into nothing. I know there's been a couple really nice high-end statues and busts and stuff.
NECA's also doing the Nazis, right?
NECA is also doing their own Nazis. So, somehow, in the calendar year of 2021, NECA announced that they had the American Werewolf in London license. And got this figure out in my hands.
Nice.
It's not New Year's as of this filming. Whoops, sorry about that. My feet are big. So yeah, as longtime viewers and friends of the show and myself know, I am a werewolf nut. They're my favorite type of horror creature. Out of vampires, werewolves, mummies, what have you, werewolves are my thing. And in 1981, 3 of the best, to this date, werewolf movies came out. Howling, Wolfen, and American Werewolf in London. This is Rick Baker's amazing Kessler beast. And for the longest time, most of us didn't know what he looked from the back because he was always shown coming off screen or in weird angles because they didn't have a full-fledged body that they could manipulate.
Sure. And
everything was puppets and craziness and holes in floors. So this is it. And as usual, we look at the painted sculpt first, and typical new NECA of the last couple of years, he is an amazingly sculpted and painted figure, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, for sure.
His face, like, that is awesome. All the skin folds, hair, teeth, wrinkles in the mouth, nose, like...
Well, there's also gloss in the mouth, which works really well.
Yeah, like the eyes and the mouth are gloss, and it gives that wet look compared to the hair, which, you know, each is sculpted everywhere, and there's a dark wash and light washes. Like, you can see the dark wash right there to bring out some of the details. Not only is his rib cage sculpted, but there are also paint apps there to really bring out.
Oh yeah, yeah, I see it.
The ridges, and like, yeah, and like, I love the fact that his hair under here is sculpted like it's hanging down. Yeah, and he has a tail. I never knew he had a tail. He does now. And he's got claws painted, you know. There is, where there's flesh or less hair, there is gray or grays, so that you can differentiate the hair from where the flesh is. Just, yeah, all over craziness. Yeah, even his feet have like the pads of his feet have weathering and texture and stuff, and
nice.
Just uber impressive. Neca has been doing a really good job the last couple of years, especially on non-human figures.
Oh yeah.
Of making creatures and stuff. And so yeah, this is everything I dreamt of and wanted, and yeah, it's great. He's even got his little ears. Perfect. As far as articulation, he's way more articulated than I expected him to be, and part of that is because of, if you watch one of our oldest reviews of the I can't even remember, North American Sasquatch, that cryptid line from like 5-6 years ago.
I remember.
Their figures were sculpted nice, looked like they had articulation, but the articulation didn't work at all. He has a ball joint in his head and a ball joint in his neck, and this neck hairpiece is a separate loose malleable piece of plastic so that you can get, you know, head turn all that way, straight all that way. He can look up, he can look down, he can look up to this, you know, spin around, all kinds of head articulation. He's got ball jointed shoulders, ball jointed elbows, ball jointed wrists, and ball jointed whatever joint you want to call that, first knuckle, palm, and yeah, and they even sculpted the hair, so you have to get really far in to start seeing non-sculpted bits. And yeah, they even have a soft ratchet system in the joints, which I kind of appreciate because he is a spindly legged guy, so while he's not super heavy, it'll help hold the pose.
Well, I was playing with him before we started filming, and he held every pose I put him in.
Yeah. So, and then he has a ball jointed waist torso joint that again gets you up and down. Ball jointed hips, ball jointed knees that are a little tight, so I'm afraid to move them because it is a Neca toy. Ball jointed whatever this joint is, ball jointed whatever that joint is. When I opened him up at home and he was not in my car freezing for a day, all his joints worked totally fine.
Oh.
So out of the package. So I'll probably just heat these up at home. I don't want to mess with them at the store while we're doing the thing, but they all worked great the other day, and was having a ton of fun posing him while I was trying to figure out our top 10, top 5 toys of the year. He might be on that list. If you haven't watched it, there might be a link somewhere. I don't know. So yeah, he's super articulated, and the one thing I always wondered is, could he stand bipedal? And no, he is not sculpted. So
does he in the movie?
He does not.
Okay.
But one of the things that I love about the Howling is that they have bipedal werewolves that still have this crazy leg design, and he is much more a werewolf than a wolf man.
Yeah, that seems clear.
Yeah, and so he is articulated and can get into any killing, destroying pose you need him to be, slash murder all your poor Englishmen or women, Britons. So yeah, he's articulated well. It works great with the sculpt. Super happy on that front. Now you may be asking, Rick, one of the cool things about this werewolf in that movie was that he was one of the first canine appearance wolves where the mouth actually moved and wasn't just a guy in makeup. Does he have a jaw articulation? No, unfortunately he does not. But that leads into our next category. They gave you this crazy, awesome, even better werewolf head with his jaw open. And it has the same great paint and detail, and you can totally tell it's the same guy, except this one is actually fresh off the kill, has much more delicious red wet paint look. Yeah. And it is just a ball peg, so you can just swap them off. Oh, maybe. Yeah, there we go. You can pull that off and go, what? Give him a haircut if you need. And pop it right back on. And
that looks amazing.
This is my preferred. This is what he will be displayed as. But
I get it.
He looks awesome.
Oh yeah.
Just phenomenal job. And this is why he doesn't make the toy of the year, is because that is it.
Well,
now you could say, what else would a werewolf come with?
I was about to.
And I would go, well, he murders a ton of dudes, so give me a little, base. Give me some body parts. You could give me some human hands or a human head, so I could have a partial transformation. Or NECA has done stupid things like in the past, like they'll give you the sign from the slaughtered lamb.
Sure.
So like, it's not a big deal breaker at all. I'm still highly spoilers going to recommend this guy, but just the one head.
Well, you were talking a couple of weeks ago about expressive faces, and this is super expressive. I love the eyebrows, how you can tell he's angry.
Yes. And
I don't know if wolves ordinarily have eyebrows. I feel like no.
I'm going to feel that they do, but because their eyes are more on the side of their head.
Okay.
That they aren't as, like, he has very clearly human expressions.
Yeah.
Which you would not normally get in a wolf.
But it's so effective.
Yes. It's why they added brow ridges to skeletons, and when skeletons are evil.
Oh.
So they can emote.
I see.
That's why when you look at a Hellboy skeleton drawing, he has no anger or anything, because he doesn't have angry eye ridges. But if you look at like a Harryhausen skeleton, they have angry eyes.
I see. Interesting.
Yep. So there's your knowledge for the day. But yeah, so 2 great head sculpts. It's all you really need. Will I someday make a Kickstarter where you can buy victims? Hell yeah. Is this guy going to be chewing on some bloody corpses? Hell yeah.
It feels like NECA should have enough human figures by now that they could do an accessory pack of just limbs.
Oh, that would be amazing. I'd buy that.
I don't think they're going to, but...
Oh, no.
Maybe I'll write them an email.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll work. You know what you should do? You should tweet them, because they responded. All their favorite tweeters.
Okay.
All the time. So, for a sense of scale, because this is a NECA human-sized guy who is then stretched and morphed into a giant wolf. This is him next to John Walker and Shredder from NECA. He's a big guy. There he is next to Zemu, Marvel Legends, Build-A-Figure. He is just a massive figure.
You say he was like 12 inches? Fully stretched out? I might measure.
If you put his arms out and his feet out, he might be 10 inches.
10 inches? Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Because Shredder's 7, 8, 9, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and here, there, see, Cap can stand in front of him and you can still see him. Or Shredder. And if you're wondering, his jaws are wide enough to put necks in there. And it works better with a Marvel Legend. So you can get your neck biting action.
Nice.
right out of the movie. Chop that cop's head off. Then this is for Wilson. It's not Shredder, but...
That was better than I would have thought.
Yeah. And even werewolves have giant fur balls.
Time for final thoughts, and I'm gonna give this 4.5. And so because the movie was dark and there wasn't a clear, like you were saying that we don't really see his back end in the movie.
Just random shot, like...
Okay.
There is never a, except for his head. And when he's transforming, there is never a, like, clear shot. Like, the best shot of him full body is, like, down an escalator when he's crawling onto the top of the screen. You just see this giant mass.
So I think NECA did what they could given the source material and then filled in the rest. I personally don't like the thinness of this foreleg, how it's just kind of flat, it's rectangular, and I don't know, I think something could have been done there. I don't know what exactly. Again, this is kind of source material, so it's not really NECA's fault. It's just, I don't really like this appearance. Otherwise, this is an amazing figure. It's got all of the joints, articulation that you'd want. The sculpt and paint are top notch. Like, this is some of the best I've seen from NECA. I love these mouths. And yeah, it's a great figure. 4.5 hammers.
So I'm also going to give him... no, I'm not. I'm going to go 5. I'm going to go 5. This thing has made me so happy. And the fact that he doesn't have extra accessories doesn't really bother me, because at the end of the day, unless he came with a body, I'm just going to put the extra accessories in a box somewhere.
That makes sense.
Like, I might hang, if it came with a Slaughtered Lamb sign, I might hang that somewhere, but...
What was his price?
He was $35 and $35 range. He's...
Okay. Standard NECA.
Yeah, he's... yeah, he's like $2 more than the Ultimate Jason figure, for example.
This is kind of off topic, but I think toy prices are going up in general. So
yes.
35 might be the new normal.
Probably. But I have been terrified of this guy for nigh on 40 years. And wanted a toy of this guy like 38 years. Mm-hmm. And definitely wanted a guy the last 20 years, whatever. And the fact that I have him, and that it just goes to show, as crappy as 2020 and 2019 and 2021 have been, there's still some amazing crap happening. I got an American Werewolf in London.
You just reminded me of McCready. He came out this year. He was another one of your all-time wants.
Yep.
Didn't make the top 5, I noticed.
Oh, that's because of his soft face sculpt.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
I think on my original list he was like number 19 or 20.
Oof, wow.
It was tough. It was a tough year. There were a lot of toys. But yeah, just like McCready, 2 licenses thought never to happen happened from NECA, announced and came out in the same year.
Good on them. And
they have multiple American Werewolf in London releases. They have multiple thing releases. Like, I don't know. Is it the copyright goes up in 40 years? Is that whatever? I don't know. But whatever they did, I thank them for it. And if you like toys, I say get this guy. If you like werewolves, definitely get this guy. He's amazing, great piece, and he
might be the most affordable werewolf you can get.
He's probably, until they do a Howling, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. It's the only other, off the top of my head, super long waiting for a figure of. You know.
All right.
Hatchet's not old enough. So, all right, there you go. Watch out for those moors, man. Stick to the path. Watch out for full moons. Like, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down, say hey. check out our other videos. If you got this guy, tell me why he's awesome. If you got this guy and went, wasn't he black? And I'd go, yeah, I thought so. And then I went back and checked, and like, when he's in the movie, he's much darker, but in all the like movie stills, yeah, he's brown.
Huh.
That was the first thing when I saw him in package. I'm like, oh, he's awful brown. But no, in all the still shots, when you just Google it, yeah, no, it matches up.
All right.
Pretty damn close, as far as I know. I mean, it is shocking us. So, you know, I literally just Googled it. Went to the third image that wasn't the movie poster. Went, yeah, brown. There you go. So, just stare into his beautiful eyes and mouth. And just remember that, yeah, even a man pure at heart can turn into a werewolf. And that'll, anything to add?
Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Yes, Mom, I do believe in miracles. It fits perfectly.